Child, the only curveball I'm looking for is the one that's gonna knock Paul and Tiffany upside the head and out the competition. You heard what I said what I said. Cue the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out. Look how I just bossed it out. Now come on, baby, why you bugging? We can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no, I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my key.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We're here to discuss Ready to Love season, Potomac, episode 2, girl. Let's get into it. I ain't got all night. So the episode opens up, they headed to brunch. I guess everybody's gonna do this brunch, and Ace is excited but nervous at the same time. Paul says he's excited and he's hungry. For love, that is. And I'm just like, he just get on my nerves when he open his mouth. Tiffany says she's worried about her name being in the bottom and, she's kind of all freaked out or whatever. And it's just like, girl, get over it. She goes sit down near Clifton, and I believe he was speaking to either Ace or somebody else. I can't remember. But he goes sit down and he speaks to her. Like we do down here in the South. When you come to somebody's space, you're supposed to speak. But she was just like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you guys. And he was just like, girl, like, you came into our space, so I spoke. Like, was tea. You know what I mean? And no shade, no tea, but you New Yorker people, you people from around them type of areas. I know y'all don't understand that because y'all don't speak to each other. But where I'm from, baby, we want to know how you doing, how your mama in the churn. And that's that. But anyway, so he spoke and made her feel awkward, but it's just like she awkward because she just awkward to me, like, girl. So either way, she get up and move her plate and go sit down there by Wiley. Wiley sitting over there cheesed up, looking like he just wanted somebody to say hi. And I'm just like, Wiley, you tried it. Either way, the kid comes in and she interrupts and say, can I join? Because that's the thing on this show. The girls gonna interrupt when they want to interrupt. So when the kid interrupts, she was just like, you look familiar. Is your dad Chuck Brown? And he was just like, yeah, he was a little coy about it. He said, I don't like telling people that because I like people to get to know me for me. Now, Chuck Brown, is the inventor of go-go music. I've only heard very bits of it. But I know it's something really big and really popular up there in the DC areas, where the rich black folks. But, yeah, Wiley said he wanted to be known for Wiley, not for Chuck, his Paul. And you know what? I feel you on that, Wiley. And I don't know the level of celebrity that your dad has, because I do know, local music is always a really big thing. Where I'm from, bounce is. But, yeah, people ain't fanning out though. So I don't know. Maybe it's different up in DC. Let's move on. So basically we move on. And Tommy comes in with a curveball. His curveball is he want to test quality by stirring up the quantity. It says there's a new man and a new woman that's coming in. Everybody like, okay, cool, where they at? We want to meet them now. And he's like, nope, that's not how we're going to do it. We're going to do blind dates, and I'm going to pick 2 people. He ends up picking Ace, and he ends up picking Laverne. Now, I ain't going to lie. Last week, when Laverne came on, he was all right. But I don't know if it's because he didn't have on no suit, but Laverne, that skin was popping and them teeth was straight. Ooh, Laverne looked like a snack this week. I was like, come on now, Laverne. Come on now. But I don't know if it was the sweater. I don't know what it was, but Laverne was serving, girl. But Tommy had to let him know, look, I'm going to send you on this date, but what I need you to do is calm down. When you ask the person a question, let them finish and answer the question before you come back. So I guess Laverne have an issue with, communication with people. But whatever. And he also tells Ace that he feels like she's been in her shell, so he wants her to get out. So that's why he picked her. So we move on, girl. Clifton said he's jealous because Ace gets to go on a date and he hadn't gotten his opportunity with her. And I'm like, but Ace, ain't you messing with Joy? Ain't Joy your number one? Like, I'm confused as to why you jealous. I mean, I see you feeling some type of way, but to vocalize it, like, ain't Joy your girl? Allegedly, so far. Like, I'm confused. But, girl, Joy, watch your back, girl. Watch your back. So we move on to the next scene. Dakia says, Demetrius has BDE. Girl, Dakia sits down with Demetrius and was like, I could just feel your vibe and your aura, and you're such a man's man, and you kind of give off BDE. And she gives the definition of BDE, and that's big, what energy. If you didn't know, now you know. And I feel like he probably does in person, but me knowing that he ex-military, I'm calling cap. I'm sorry. I have a different view of military men. I'm sorry. But yeah, she was giving him BDE and giving us the definition like we know. But some people might not know, so go ahead, girl. Tip asked Wiley if he was uncomfortable with the way Dakia was asking questions. So I guess she's trying to ask Wiley, like, oh, you good? Like, because I know she was over here in Troon saying who your dad was and all that whatnot. And Wiley was just like, no, it's cool. He was just like, we good. Wiley says he likes Tiffany, but he wants to make his rounds. Tiffany says that there's more to meet the eye with him, with Wiley, so she's interested. She says she's older than him and all that stuff, so she feels like she could. Let me tell y'all something, women, black women. Stop dating these younger men trying to treat them like your son. Please stop, because y'all adding more to the problem than you are to the solutions. Girl, stop raising your man. Stop it. If you're going to be older. Dakia, I believe that was, who was hollering about she older than him or whatever the case. Girl, stop doing that. Stop, please. Stop raising these men. Please, please, for me, Lord. Please, and for the younger black girls coming up under me. Stop raising these men. Look, he could be younger, make him still be a man, but you ain't got to be the mama, girl. It's just beginning to be too much. But they end up leaving holding hands, and I was just like, all right, I guess, okay. Clifton tells Joy he misses her. So Clifton meets up with Joy and was like, I missed you, and he gets in his confessional and said his focus is still on her. So Joy was just like, well, look, the brunch is over, let's go. Clifton was just like, no, I'm not ready to go. I want to get my time in with you. And Joy was like getting up saying, come on, let's go. And he grabbed her politely and was like, no, sit down. And I ain't gonna lie, that turned me on. Turned me on like a water faucet, girl. I ain't even gonna lie. I was just like, oh, okay. All right, I'm going to sit down. That was the energy I was giving to Big Clifton with the teddy bear voice and the face and the beard. Ooh, the men with beards will mess your life up. But anyway, he basically says he wants his time. And, she gets in her confessional and say that it's a big deal when a man actually insists on spending time with you. And I agree with her. It really is a big deal. Like, you can't. A lot of people, especially in this day and age, a lot of people are on the go. So a person that insists on spending time with you, unless they're a psychopath, I say it's flattering. I'm with her on that. I ain't got time, to be playing around with y'all. We move on to the next scene. Laverne show up for her blind date. Okay. Him. I'm sorry. Laverne is the fine man, Lord. Who named this man Laverne? Y'all wrong for that. But anyway, Laverne show up for his blind date, and this is where we meet Carmen. She says she's a boss. She's 43 and a brand manager or a CEO for athletes. Carmen says that her schedule interferes with her having a love life because she's so busy with the athletes. And when Laverne sees her, he's amazed and he loves the fact that she's super thick. But proportionate thick. You know what I mean? Not like me. I'm still proportionate and whatnot, but she another type of thick. Like she be working out every day and I don't. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Laverne is in love. Laverne was just like, ooh, I like her. She fine, girl. They sit down. She ended up telling him she work out 5 times a week. Laverne said he work out 6. She was like, is this a competition because I'm a competitor? He's falling in love, being so feminine and submissive to that masculine woman. I hate that term, but I just had to throw that out there. So then he gets up and let her feel his buttocks. And I ain't gonna lie, that rubbed me a little wrong. But I guess when you working on it, it's different. But I don't know. Bodybuilding men already have me squinting my eyes. That's just my opinion. But anyway, so she fell on his buttocks and they sit back down and come to find out Carmen is ex-military. And so is doggone him. He's ex-Air Force. Both of them ex-Air Force. And I was just like, well, damn. And she was like, how you get all the way through this process like this and not say anything? He was just like, nobody asked. So, Demetrius ain't the only ex-military man. Demetrius. You ain't the only one. So stop the gap. So anyway, we find that out about them. Ace go on her blind date and she meets up with Cornelius. He's 41, a real estate investor, and says there's not a lot of money in real estate, but people think that you got a lot of money. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. My initial, very first impression I don't know if it was the camera angle or the pink polo. I don't know what it was, but I was just like, I don't know about Cornelius. He gave me fat boy vibes. You know what I'm saying? But then when Cornelius sat down, he still gave me fat boy vibes, but fat boy vibes with swag. And one thing I love, swag will turn any man around. I don't care what he look like and what you don't like. A man with swag gonna have you thinking twice, and that's what he gave me. So when he sat down in his pink polo, but gave me that I'm still a man swag, you know, I was just like, well, all right, come on now, Cornelius, come on through. So A says she likes him, and she asks what type of connection he's looking for, and he says he wants something long term. She says that she went through a lot of self healing and self love because he asked her what she's looking for. He goes on to say that he went through a lot of self-healing and self-love from his last relationship, you know, and that he wanted to take that time out to do that. Well, lo and behold, Ace says that she actually did the same thing after her marriage, you know, and what they find together is they have this big old thing in common about mental health. What Cornelius said is what struck me the most and was so important. He said, I believe every black person should have mental health care. Basically, we should all be down there as somebody therapist, because just because the fact we black, we all got some type of mental health issues. And that's a fact. He ain't lied when he said it. I'm going to stop him when he started lying. But he ain't lied right there. So, y'all know how I preach mental health. So when he said that, I was just like, you right. You right. And it made me like him a little more. But they find that they had that in common, and he really appreciated that about Ace. That they both, you know, are so oriented about that, and she really liked that as well. So I think that that was a good connection that they made. We move on. Joy and Paul go out. Paul remembers her favorite drink. I believe he said it's vodka, soda, and lime or something like that. I said, oh, you could tell she be working out, because that's what I was drinking when I was trying to get skinny. And I did. Anyway, so, she said she really liked Clifton, you know, because that's her number one connection, but she do want to experience the whole experience. She don't want to just put all her eggs in one basket, as you shouldn't. Don't do that. I hate when people get on these shows and do that. I mean, I get it. You're going to have a stronger connection with a person, but sometimes it's probably best that you don't do that, because you won't be able to really get the experience that you're going for. Clifton and Dakia go on a date at the same time. So Clifton and Dakia on a date. Clifton is still saying Joy is his number one, but he's the same way. He want to enjoy the experience. Paul asked Joy what settling down looks like for her, because he knows that she's a singer, and he peeped her Instagram and she always on the road. Girl, Joy was like, look, the actual word actually terrifies me, to be completely honest. And I ain't gonna lie, some kind of way it feels like that too. I think it just takes me meeting the right person. But when I think about it in general, just being regular, schmegular, yeah, it scares me too. But she said, girl, look, I don't know, I'm scared. But Paul was just like, look, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, no, he said there is something wrong with that, because he wants something long term. Clifton asked about sex before marriage and what she thinks about it, what the kid thinks about it, and she said it's a must, and it is. She ain't told no lies. Joy said she have a stronger connection with Clifton, and Clifton said he have a strong connection with Joy. Listen, I feel like Clifton and Joy are just moving around, you know, making their rounds, but they're gonna come back together. That's just my opinion. I like them together. So Paul has a group date. No, Paul is at his first group date. I'm sorry. And he's meeting, Cornelia shows up and he meets everybody, and they meet Sabrina. So Sabrina says she likes the fact that Cornelius looks like a big teddy bear. And he does give me teddy bear vibes, but the soft one. You know, Clifton give me the man teddy bear. Like, you know, he a man. But Cornelius give me, can I lay on your chest, on your titties? I say what I say. But I like Cornelius, though. He seemed to be all right. So they playing ping pong. And what's the girl name who was over there selling, what's his name? The one who have an issue with his mama. What's her name who's selling all these men a dream, acting like she really, really interested, but the whole bottom line is she probably an undercover hoe, and I said what I said. I said probably allegedly, so I don't know the girl, but that's just the vibes I'm getting. She woke up talking about, oh, what's up? I'm down for the cause. I'm here for the competition. And I'm just like, girl, of course you are. Anyway, so it's Sabrina, old girl. I'm gonna just call her old girl because I don't remember her. And Tiffany against Cornelius and Paul. So they're playing 3-on-2 ping pong, and apparently Paul gets in his confessional and say he used to play back in the day, and he damn near spiking the ball like he's Serena Williams. Like, I mean, like he trying to pop the girls upside the head, and it's just like, Paul, this is why it's time for you to go home. Somebody should have took one of them ping pong balls and pop you upside the head with it. I wouldn't even use the paddle. I just would have threw it. Cause Paul, you get on my goddamn nerves. P.O., you get on my nerves. Anyway, so yeah, I just didn't like that. Well, Cornelius get in his confessional and say you're supposed to be nice to ladies, but he feel like Paul doing too much, and is. He really is. Old girl pulled Paul aside. I'm keep calling her old girl because I don't remember and I couldn't find it and I ain't had time. But she pulled Paul aside and asked if he's rigid and guarded sometimes. And he goes, yeah, you know, I can be. You know, I got this thing going on. Sabrina and Tiff grill Cornelius. They asking him 50 million questions. 21 questions. You know, like Paul be asking people. And basically, Tiffany says, no, I think, yeah, that's what happened. So, when, was it Ace? Who was it? When Sabrina walks away, Cornelius gets a one-on-one with Tiff. She asks what his goal is as far as a life partner or do he want a wife. He says either one, it don't really matter. And she goes, what? He was like, well, some people, you know, are okay with having a life partner instead of a wife. What I'm saying is I'm open to it all. Girl said, well, look, I want a husband, and put her paddle down and proceeded to walk away. Thank God Sabrina was on her way back, because Cornelius was like, I ain't like that. I ain't like that she just put her paddle down. She seemed very dismissive, and she did, but I mean, ain't nothing wrong with knowing what you want, but Paul said that's negative energy. But Sabrina come back and say she want a rematch. Good timing, Sabrina. Good timing. So on the other end, Paul asked Tiffany, was she if she was at open mic night. No, first he asked her if she ever did open mic. The girl said barely, hardly ever. I don't really know much about it. Paul then proceeds to ask her if your date was open mic night or something like that, what would it be? What would you call it? And it's just like, Paul, where in the hell is you going with these doggone trivia questions? You blowing me, bruh, and I'm not even a person on a date with you. You blowing me. But either way, Tiff ain't feeling that. Tiff was just like, what? And he goes, yeah, and if you see the grocery lady in the store, would you speak? She asked him, look, why are you asking me all of this stuff? And he said, look, this is a way I get to know you better. And then he gets in his confessional and feel like she's guarded. No, she's not guarded. You stupid, Paul. And that ain't no allegedly. Let's move on. Clifton invites Tori, Ace, and Carmen to an indoor driving range. Clifton said he want to explore his options. I believe he really do, but I really believe he gonna go back to Joy. That's just my opinion. So he gets closer to Carmen, and he says he likes her. He said she was fine as hell, but he didn't like the fact that when he got closer to her, she had contacts. Now, Joy, you too old for that. I mean, not Joy. Carmen, you too old for that. Carmen had contacts on. And you know that's going to play into the shade she going to throw later, and I'm going to get to it. But let's move on. He don't like the fact that she over there with contacts calling her baby Jesus girl. Talking about looking like he talking to baby Jesus. Carmen says that she likes Tori, but she really not into his dreads. Or his locks. I hate calling them dreads since I got educated on it. His locks. She's not into his locks. Bye, Carmen. Anyway, so Carmen downplays her golfing skills to Clifton because she said she want him to hold her real hair. Cause you know a lot of the girls don't have real hair. So I want him to hold my hair up and let him get behind me so he could see that it's real. First of all, bitch, we all got real hair under these wigs. Number two, the hair might be real, but the eyes ain't, and the eyes never lie. And I'd rather have a mop on my head than lying eyes. You heifer. That was just my shade because I felt that touched me right here because I be wearing my wigs. It touched me. I ain't gonna lie. You know how when y'all be in church and they say touch your neighbor and say neighbor? That's how I felt like somebody touched my shoulder when she said what she said. Like we all bald head. Everybody not bald head. Some girls just like to wear wigs so we can switch it up and keep the tricks guessing. Anyway, that's why Clifton don't like you. So anyway, yeah, that's how I just throw that out there. But yeah, she wanted him to hold his hair so he could see that it was real. Girl, Clifton don't care about that. He really don't. Cause he over there talking to Joy with the braids with the fake hair, girl. He don't care. Tori says he likes Joy's jumpsuit. Joy, I ain't gonna lie, Joy finer than a bitch in that jumpsuit. Joy looked good. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, Joy, when they did that that video, and they had her from Joy looked good. I'm with you, Tori. Carmen asked Clifton his last two relationships, and he says his last relationship. He said he was in one for 2 years, but he took time to heal. He needed that time. Ace says she sees everybody connected, so she decided to go to the bar. Ace was just like, well, look, girl, y'all got it. I'm going to just go have a drink. Ace is me. And it don't be that I feel no type of way. It don't be that I'm over here feeling it in my feelings. I really just don't mind going by myself to the bar with my double shot of Don Julio or whatever type of tequila that y'all have at the time. Herradura, Patron if I'm in the hood, whatever the case may be. But it's not that I feel no type of way. I just was like, oh, okay, y'all do y'all thing. Like, I ain't tripping. So we move on. Tori asked how important sex was to, who was he talking to? I don't even know. He was talking to Joy. Tori asked him, okay, now Tori asked Joy how important sex was to her. Joy was just like, well, like the average person, the average American, it's important. So then Tori starts talking about examining kidneys and whatnot. But he ain't no doctor. And he was like, yeah, I feel like I need a deep connection. If you get what I mean. A deep connection when I'm dealing with, when I'm doing my exams or whatever, my kidney exams. And I ain't gonna lie, Joy got in her confessional and was like, I want my kidneys, but I was like, you can take mine. Let's move on. You can read between the lines. Let's move on. But I ain't gonna lie, Tori was looking a little different now. Tori, you're looking a little different. Even though you got a lot of issues, you're looking a little different. Come on now, Tori. But Tori said he want a deep connection. Said what he said. Clifton goes to check on Ace, and he was just like, you good? And she was just like, oh my God, I appreciate it, but sometimes, I just want to do me. Same thing I just said. Ace ain't in her feelings about nothing. She just was chilling. Joy asked Clifton how was his time on that night with him being able to mingle with everybody. Clifton said, said had some curveballs. Some people came out the blue I wasn't expecting, but nevertheless, it's all good. Joy was like, that's cool because I ain't jealous. I ain't got a jealous bone or a hating bone or worry in my body. I said, now come on now, Joy. And that turned Clifton on. Cliff like that, or she ain't insecure. Joy was very secure. Joy said, what I do know is he coming home. He may not be my man, but he's coming home. Come on now, Joy, get your man to the house. So, girl, we move on. Tommy finally pulls up. Okay, Tommy is here. When Tommy gets here, it is what it is. But they at the gentleman's lounge. Cornelius come in and introduce himself. Laverne was like, who that is? And he was like, I'm Cornelius, a.k.a. Cornbread. I love Cornelius' personality. Laverne sitting up there feeling like he the coolest dude that ever stepped in a pair of pants. And he goes, Cornbread, he seemed real cool. He ain't no competition or nothing, but he seemed cool. And I'm like, Laverne, your name Laverne. I know you fine and all. You got pretty teeth and chocolate and, But your name's still Laverne. How dare you? Anyway, yeah, cut the cap and cut the stop. Laverne. So, Tommy asked Cornelius about his blind date with Ace. He says he liked it. Then he also asked Laverne about his blind date with Carmen. Carmen mentions that Laverne, because it's two women names. Laverne mentioned that Carmen touched his butt. And even the men was just like, you're telling on yourself, Laverne. Let's move on, though. Now Tommy asks who they feeling most. Tori said he's feeling Sabrina and Joy. But he said, but Joy, kind of stepped it up on the end. Tommy asked Clifton about his date with Dakia. And he says they have a whole bunch of similarities. He says he want to test drive the car. She says she does too, so he likes that. Paul said Dakia is a boss after 9, but it seems like she's a thugger. No, Paul says, let me tell you, Paul, somebody popped him upside the head. Paul said he likes Dakia. Dakia is a boss. He said, but after 9 p.m.-ish, she really turns into a thug, and I like that. So you want your ass whipped. Say that. Call me. I charge $50 an hour. Anyway, so Paul said he likes the fact that the kid turns into a thug after 9 p.m. But we be talking about masculine and feminine. Y'all got to stop this. Y'all really got to stop this. But anyway, let's move on. Wiley said he liked the kid, but then Tiff came out of nowhere, you know, and he liked her too. Tommy asked who they ain't feeling. Laverne said Sabrina because he hit her up and she got off the phone and never called him back. Laverne, how frail is your ego? So you feeling some type of way because that girl didn't call you back? Laverne. Every time I call you, I would be like, can I speak to Laverne? Just so you could know how. Anyway. Paul said he don't like Tiffany because she didn't answer all his questions. Well, Paul, you got too many questions. Go home, Paul. Go home. Cornelius said he don't like Tiffany because he ain't like how she put the ball down at the doggone the tennis thing. Or not tennis, but the table tennis, whatever it was they was doing. Tori said he's not feeling the connection to Carmen. He said he likes her, but he don't feel no connection. It's just not a vibe. Whatever. Demetria says the kid, he don't like her because she may not be able to take off the boss hat. Demetrius, you one of them fake alpha men. Because one thing about a man's man, you know, with the BDE, even the bosses of the boss gonna lay down when it's time to lay down. Now just say you can't handle a boss because you ain't one. Mr. Contractor over there on base. I said what I said. Let's move on. I ain't like the way he said that. But anyway, Wiley said he ain't like Ace because he couldn't get past her talking about how much she like yoga and how much she do it. Wiley, ain't you an athlete? See, you one of them athletes that feel like if it ain't contact sports or lifting weights, then it ain't, sports or something like that, or it ain't nothing active. Wiley, you being very ignorant. Wiley, you being very ignorant. Paul said he don't like Ace. Laverne says he feel like Ace is Oprah, Michelle, Jill Scott. That boy was naming every prominent black woman that ever walked this earth. And I was just like, you talking about the one with the shoulder pads, the Jolly Green, with the double-breasted wrap skirt in the little bitty split? That's who she is? All the men disagreed. They was looking like, look, why did Tori and them were like, shit, who you was talking to? Because that ain't what I got. Ain't nobody got it. But you know, Clifton, you looking a little crazy. It's time for elimination, girl. The elimination comes up and Tiff goes out with Paul and she's excited because she said she want to start over. Girl, you about to start over, all right. And then Ace go out with Wiley. Tiff said that Paul has a lot of questions when she sit down with Paul. So she basically says, Paul, look, the problem we had in the beginning was you asked too many questions, bro. It's not that deep. Like, this is not an interview. Talk to me. Ask me how my day was. Let me ask you how your day was. Stop asking me all these questions. They flipped to the other side, and Wiley was asking Ace what she's looking for in the next person. And she's looking for somebody that's, going to be around long term. Ain't we all, girl? We old now. If you on this show, you old. You definitely looking for somebody long term. Paul then turns back around on the flip side and asks Tiffany another question, and Tiff done had enough. Tiffany said, if you ask me another effing question, I'm effing tired. This is not 21 questions. You getting on my goddamn nerves. You make me sick. Basically, cussed them out is what she did. But as she should. Because, Paul, you get on my nerves. But the fact that she get on my nerves, too, y'all should have cussed each other out. And I would have felt better. But anyway, she was just like, look, I just told you that I don't like that you ask so many questions and you turn right back around with a question like, what's tea? Child, Paul must have felt some type of way and felt played. Because Paul turned back around and was just like, girl, you're not ready to love. Go home. This her in her confessional. I'm not bothered. Do I look bothered? I mean, look at my face. Do I look like I'm bothered? Never. I'm not bothered. I mean, I'm over it. And then she walks out like she ready to go. Y'all always ready to go when it's time to go. Conveniently. All y'all. But anyway, she ready to go and she wouldn't change a thing. And that's your problem. That's your problem, Tiff. Go your ass home. Go home. On the other side, Wiley ends up telling Ace, look, the men said they couldn't really get around to you. You wasn't available. And, but you still ready to love and whatnot. But, you got to be a little more available. Ace said, you know what? I agree. I'm going to be more available and I'm going to try to be more present. Nothing is better than a person admitting that they have an issue and then trying and attempting to correct it. That's what I love about people. Drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Girl, look, I'm about to watch Tommy and see. Oh, no, Tommy not coming on tonight. I hope Power coming on, girl. I don't know who coming on, but I'm about to watch somebody. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Please, when y'all coming up in here and y'all leaving out, don't forget, just hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm coming on. But at the very least, just subscribe. God damn it, I can only ask for so much. Jeez Louise, I've been trying to get a coin. This is another job. But anyway, I will see you hoes later. Bye.